Let's bring in Marwan Bishara. He's Al Jazeera's senior political analyst and joins us now live from Paris. So, Marwan, we're hearing that Israel is sending a delegation to Doha, reportedly as soon as Sunday. Where are the negotiations at?
They're still marching in place, but they're certainly wrangling over details. I think the end game for Israel is that they want to continue with the war. The end game for Hamas is that they want to end the war. They want a permanent ceasefire. The Israelis are yet to get on board. And I think the Americans are still trying to bridge both by basically making promises that if Hamas accepts a transitional ceasefire, that it could eventually lead to a permanent ceasefire. I don't think it's convincing thus far, but they remain wrangling over the details.
We do feel that the US pressure on Netanyahu in particular is ramping up. To what extent do you think this is affecting his decisions?
I don't think it's affecting it. I think it's probably adding pressure in order for Netanyahu government to present a plan. They will present a plan. They always have attack plan, as it were, or a plan of attack. They did so before the land invasion in the third week of October, if you remember. The Americans demanded it. The Israelis delivered it. And what did we have as a result? A genocide. The same thing happened a few weeks later when the Israelis promised Blinken that they will be abiding by international humanitarian law. And thousands more children and thousands more women died, who were killed after that. So any such promises really are deflection. They are nonsensical. What needs to happen is an end to the war. What the America's message to Israel should be not a plan for war, a plan for war against 400,000 instead of 1,400,000 is no better, really, in the end of the day. Because as that woman, that very wise, bitter, and hurting woman said in your report, it is, you know, the Palestinians don't want charity. They don't want your food and aid, and they don't want, you know, Western sympathy. They don't want even understanding. What they want is the end of the war so that children have a future. That's what she said. And she's very correct, because this whole mess and everything that's been accumulating on top of it, of this diplomatic circus and so-called negotiations and so-called pressure, all of that is basically deflecting from the real tragedy that's unfolding in plain sight, which is the war, the slaughter, the genocide continues unabated as it did today. So instead of the, you know, air dropping of food, instead of bringing it by ships, instead of even bringing it by truck, the Palestinians are more than capable to feed themselves. They are more capable to govern themselves if only the West stops supporting Israel's genocidal war against them that has been going on for decades, not just months.
Marwan Bishara joining us there from Paris. Thanks very much, Marwan.